Hi everyone, it's Michelle Field from Country Morning Creations, and I am here with a quick flip through my new teacher planner. I actually recorded an entire video, and after I was looking through it, I made a few more changes. I'll point those out to you. So this is actually take 2 on this video. A little bit about my teacher planner. The first time I made my own teacher planner was last year, and you can see a flip through of that in my videos. This year I wanted to make a more formal planner that would hold up through the whole year. Although my planner last year held up pretty well. It was easy to use, but this is going to be something that I will have on my podium. I don't teach from a desk. I actually have a podium that I use, and this will be my reference for the whole year. I couldn't find any printables that I liked because I kind of had a vision for this. I wanted it to be pretty and appealing for myself. I was literally just making this for me. So I signed up for the 1-year program with the Graphics Fairy, and she had a printable that had a whole bunch of different roses, but it had this particular image which I fell in love with, and you will see it throughout this entire book. So I did create the image for the cover. This is some vintage French script that I scanned in, and then I added these, and so I used a program called Canva. I plan to do several tutorials on how you can do kind of sort of what I did throughout here for yourself. So I spent a lot of time on the cover. The inside was pretty simple. I just printed stuff out and sewed it in. So on the cover you'll see I have, this is the printable here. This is from Nick the Booksmith. It says Day Book. She has a bunch of words printed out for you, and this is a Tim Holtz book plate. This is a Tim Holtz pin. I have no idea where I got this from. I bought a whole set of like watch timepieces. This is Hobby Lobby lace, and then on the back is somewhere along the line I inherited a bunch of pieces of upholstery fabric samples. So this is just an upholstery fabric sample that I felt went really well with it. I created a separate piece for the back, which this is not a mirror image. This is a whole separate image with more of the lace on the back. And this whole thing was created similar to the Nick the Booksmith Ledger, Scholars Ledger class. So if you're interested in that, Nick's links will be below, as well as the Graphics Fairies. Links will be below. So what I did, opening it up, one of the things I do a lot of is make, I used to use a lot of Post-it notes, and I wanted to create kind of my own version of that. So what I've done is I created several sets of washi. There's actually 4 different kinds. So this is plain, it is clear. Then this one is just the script. This one is the script and the flowers, very similar to the front. And then last but not least, I did make a pink backed. So this is similar. This is the same color as this. This is on coffee dyed paper, so it came out more peach colored. But this is all see-through. So this is washi tape, and I will be doing a tutorial on how to make your own. And this was using Canva. It's really got a great simple what's the word I want? Grid that can be used. And then I also made my own little Post-it size note papers. And I don't know if you can see this, but this actually has that rose print again on it. So every single one of these has that rose print on it. But it's light enough that I can still write on it and see what I've written. So I will do a separate tutorial on how to make those. This is an image that I created just to make pockets with, that I printed on vellum and made this pocket, and it sticks up, so I don't know if you can see that it's actually a 3-dimensional pocket. So I created that, and this is the end papers I created for this. They weren't quite long enough, so I went back and added lace. So in my original video, I didn't have this lace here. After a little bit of thought and time, I went back and decided I was going to make some changes, so I thought I would re-record it. Now the rest of this is fairly simple. I have 5 signatures. Each signature has 5 full 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. So this is about 100. So 5 times 5 is 25 times 5. So it's about 125 pages, front and back, if you don't include the end papers. So I have a first section here that's all notes. This basically what I did was I took this paper, put a white box over it, and then faded it down to a certain percentage so you can still see through it. So this part you can see stands out a little bit more, and then this is a little bit lighter. Then I wrapped every signature, so the rest of these signatures are basically have 9 weeks of planning in them. So they each are for a quarter, 2 quarters are a semester, and this should last me the whole year. One of the things I learned when I made my teacher planner last year. So what I've done is I've created my own schedule. So this is what my schedule will look like for this coming year. I only have school Tuesday through Friday. We actually don't have classes on Monday. Be jealous, be very jealous. But I also teach in a very small country school. So we have about 220 students-ish, and that's pre-K through 12. I teach the family and consumer science classes, which used to be called home ec, so cooking, sewing, personal finance. And this year I've added business. So I've got some business classes I'll be teaching this year. So I have my middle school classes 1 and 2 and my 2 culinary classes 1 and 2. And then I left a space over here for notes. So seriously, this is all the rest of the book. There's not a whole lot fancy in here. The only thing I did want to show you, because you may have this issue at some point, I sewed all my signatures in, and somehow this piece was just tucked in. It was never sewn in. So what I did, and you can see you can't see any stitches here, I just ran a bead of Fabri-Tac down the back of it and glued it in. So that's how I overcame that, because otherwise I would have been a couple of weeks short if I hadn't done that. So this is literally what it is. And then I have the same papers on the back. I designed this as well. And I used part of that vellum and created a back tuck. So this is where I can tuck in sheets of paper or things that I just need to keep for myself. And as you can see here, I have my Country Morning Creation logo that I have glued in as well. And that's the back. So I hope you've enjoyed my flip through of my little teacher journal. If you are interested in grabbing a copy of this, I'm thinking about making this digital kit available. The difference would be that instead of the planner that has all my information on it, it would simply be a weekly planner that I would create that had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with notes here, or something along that line. I would adjust the size of these boxes for you. Or I could leave it as class. So if you're interested in getting a copy of this digital file, let me know, and I may just put this up for sale in my Etsy shop. So I hope that I have encouraged you to be creative today.